Hey y'all, it's me again, Valerie, and welcome back to my yarn room. Yay! Okay, y'all like my fall leaves? Y'all want to learn how to make them? I'm ready to teach it. Alright, let's move these out of the way so that we can get started. All it is a maple leaf. I figured, okay, here in the Virginia in the United States, we are prone for maple leaves, especially where I'm at in Virginia. I can go outside and turn in a circle and look around, and all I see surrounding me is maple trees. And I love it. My husband really don't, because in the pollen seasons, it messes with his allergies. I don't think he's too uh, good with maple trees. All right, let me pick a color and we'll get started. All right, I'm back. Now, the hook I'm using is a Boy G 4.25 millimeter. Okay. Now, you can use just about any hook you want, but on average, because I'm working with cotton and it's a 4-weight, on average, you want to keep your hook between a 4 and a 6, I'd say. Now, depending on the size you want your leaf, let me get my leaves again and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, this cute little variegated one, because not all fall leaves are a solid color. So, I did a variegated. I had a little bit of this left. Well, no, I got this in a yard sale. And it come with a couple of other colors, but I didn't have very much of it, just a little ball. I don't know, about that big. So I figured, okay, well, I'll make a couple of leaves. But you see the size of it, right? I'll put it right there. Okay, now, you see the size of that one? It's a little bit bigger. And let me put this one on top of this one and I'll show you. Not much, but it's a little bit bigger. The reason why is because for this one, I used the 4.25 hook. And for this one, I used a 5.5. So, that's how you can do a little bit of variation on your size. You want to do a 4 or a 6, somewhere in between those. But the smaller you go, the smaller the stitch, the smaller the leaf. The bigger you go, the bigger the stitch, the bigger the leaf. Okay, so that was all I wanted to explain in the beginning. Now, y'all ready to start? Okay, before I get started, this might be a 2-part video. I don't know. It depends on how long the video goes. My camera, I have not figured out the adjustments on it, and about 30 minutes is all I can go, and it cuts off and starts a new video. So if it does that, I'll put it in on part 1, part 2. Okay? All right. We're going to start with Magic Ring. I like it because it doesn't leave a big hole in the middle. Okay, so we want our tail facing us. We want to take our yarn not too far up your finger, because if you go up here, it's going to be hard to get your fingers off. You want it right about that knuckle. And do the split of your fingers. You want to wrap your yarn, okay, turn your fingers over, and crisscross. And I like to pull my pinky up and hold it. Okay, we want to go under that first one and grab that second one. Okay, and as we're doing it, we want to turn our hand. Okay, and I always slip my fingers out at this point. And with slipping my fingers out, grab my working yarn. I'm pinching right here so it don't slide on me. And then I change hands and pinch with the other hand. And I want to do a chain just to lock it in. Okay, so that's a magic ring, or a magic circle, or adjustable slip knot, or whatever you want to call it. That's all it is. Okay, now, with this, we're going to put 12 single crochets in this ring. Okay? And we're working over our tail. So, 1, 2, 3, and sometimes it's difficult to do it, because you need like 3 hands to hold it. 4, 5. Now see how I'm working over the tail? Alright, hold on and I'll be right back when I get 12. Alright, I got my 12. Okay, now, what we're going to do, most people will tell you to pull this right now. I don't like doing that. I don't. I want to go ahead and put that in there. Then, I'm going to pull. But I'm not going to pull it all the way. See? I just pulled enough to join it up. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do my slip stitch. Okay? And I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to pull up a loop, take my hook out. I'm going to turn it around. And I'm going to get that tail. And I'm going to pull hard. Don't pull too hard. It is cotton. It will break. But you pull hard enough and you'll close that ring up. But you won't break your yarn. You'll feel it kind of when it breaks through and gets to pulling. Okay, now, that chain 2 does not act as a double crochet. It don't act as nothing. It's just there to give you your height on your double crochets. Okay? So, we're going to yarn over, and in that spot where we slip stitched, we're going to go in and we're going to put 1 double crochet. Now, there's a reason we only put in 1, considering that chain 2 don't count as nothing. Okay, now, in each and every single stitch going around, we're going to go in and we're going to put 2 double crochets in each stitch. So, there's 1. And 2. Okay, so then we go to the next stitch right there, and we put 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause right here and do mine. You pause and start it again when you get 2 in every single one, but leave that last stitch. Don't do that last stitch because we're going to do something tricky. Okay, so do all of them except for that last stitch. And don't get confused. That right there, that's not a stitch. That's your last stitch. Okay. So. Okay. I'm back. And I've got 2 double crochets in each one of the stitches of my single crochets. Okay. And if I didn't say before, this is a 3-row maple leaf. Okay. And I apologize because my phone keeps giving me notifications. So sorry. All right, now, I said don't do that last stitch because we're going to do something tricky. See, we got our fake stitch here where we did our slip stitch, but that's our last stitch right there. So, this is what we're going to do. This will fill in the gap. That way you don't have a gap between them. And you can also do this if you're making a hat. It's the same concept. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into that last stitch. We're going to draw up a loop, yarn over, and we're going to pull through 2. Just like we would if we was doing a double crochet. We're going to yarn over. And then we're going to go in that false stitch. We're going to draw up a loop, yarn over. We're going to go through 2. That gives us 3 on our hook. We're going to yarn over. And we're going to go through all 3. And what that does is it keeps our stitch count straight because we wanted 1 in the last one. Because we had 1 in the first one. Because remember that chain 2 don't count. It keeps our stitch count straight. But it fills in that gap. That way you don't have as much of a join. Now, what we want to do is we want to go over here. Now remember we chain 2. So 1, 2. We don't want to go into the top of the chain 2. We want to go on top of the first double crochet. And we're going to slip stitch. Now, do you see how full that looks? Very, very less of a noticeable join. I mean, you can see it because you know where I joined. But that's pretty much the only way you can see it is because you know where I joined. But if you'll look, it's not a very noticeable join. And that's what I like to do when I'm doing, say, like a beanie hat. Okay, 9 times out of 10, this is going to be a 2-part video. I'm going to try to not make it that, but it might be because I don't know how to shut my mouth. All right, we are not going to chain here. No. We are going to yarn over. And where we started right here, we're not going to do nothing. We're going to go into the very next stitch. And we're going to draw up a loop. And we're going to do a double crochet. And I split my yarn. With cotton, sometimes it's easy to split. And I did it again. Okay, now, in that stitch, we're going to put 8 stitches. Okay, so it's going to be quite a bit in that one. All right, we're going to go back into the exact same one. And we're going to do another double crochet. Okay, then we're going to wrap our yarn twice because we're going to do a treble. Actually, we're going to do 2 trebles. So pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. I keep splitting my yarn. Yarn over and go through 2. Okay, now we're going to wrap twice, and we're going to go in that same stitch, and we're going to do another treble. It's not the best yarn. Okay, so in that one stitch, so far, we have 2 doubles and 2 trebles. Now we're going to do a picot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then once you chain your 3, we're going to go down here to the beginning of the chain 3, and we're going to go sideways right there. And we're going to, if I can do it, slip stitch. Okay. Then we're going to wrap our yarn twice. We're going to go back down there in that same stitch. And we're going to do a treble. And then we're going to wrap our yarn twice in that same stitch. And we're going to do another treble. Okay, so we've got 2 doubles, 2 trebles, a picot, 2 trebles. What do we do now? Yep. We're going to pull our yarn over. See? And then we're going to put 2 doubles. Okay? So, now we're going to pull that yarn. And you see that one right there that my finger's under? You can see my finger wiggling under it. That's your next stitch. We're not going to go into that one. We're going to go into the one beside of it. And we're going to slip stitch. And that would be a maple leaf. Now we need 4 more. Okay, I'm going to do one more with you, and then we'll come back and we'll do the stem. Okay, we're not going to chain. We just did our slip stitch. We're not going to chain. We're going to yarn over. We're going to skip the next one. And go into the next one. Draw up a loop. Go through 2. Go through 2. We're going to do, in the same stitch, another double crochet. So, each leaf petal has got 8 stitches in it. Okay, so we got our 2 doubles, so now we need 2 trebles. Yarn over twice. Now we need another treble. And I split my yarn. Okay, we got 2 doubles, 2 trebles. Now we need our picot, so we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to come down here in the top of the chain 3 and go sideways. Grab our yarn and pull it through. And do a slip stitch. Okay, pull your yarn over because we got 4 more to do in there. So we need 2 trebles. And if you don't know these stitches and I'm going too fast, in my playlist I've got basic stitches and I do trebles and doubles and picots and all that. Okay, so now we've got our 2 trebles. Now we need our 2 doubles. And all that in the same stitch. I know I keep repeating myself, but oh well. Okay, now you want to pull it. And when you pull it, you'll see that stitch open up right there, that very next stitch. Don't go in it. Go in the one right beside of it and slip stitch. Okay, so. Meow. Yeah, I noticed that the other day. This is a cat. So I might just have to make some cats. All right. There's 2. We need 5 leaves. So go ahead and do your 5 leaves, and I'll meet you right back so that we can do the stem. Okay? Okay, I'm back. And I've got all 5 of my maple leaves, or the points of my maple leaf. Yeah, that's it, I think. I don't know how it's said. Okay, anyway. All right, so we just got our last one done. We haven't slip stitched yet. So we're going to pull it over. We're going to see that we got that first stitch right there. And we're going to go into the next stitch. And we're going to slip stitch. Okay. Now, you should have 2 stitches left. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to go to the next stitch. And we want to slip stitch. Okay, that gives us a little bit of a opening right there. Trust me, it works. Okay, then you want to chain 15. Two more. Okay. Now you're thinking, oh, good gracious, that's too long of a tail or a chain. Well, if you're just doing a chain, yeah, it's too long. Way too long. But I'm not just doing a chain. Now, if you want to just do a stem, do 10. Well, actually, well, yeah. If you want to just do the stem, by all means, do 10. I'm doing 15 because I'm putting a little opening down here so that I can make mine into a garland. Okay, so I'm going to go, you know me, I like them bumps on the back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I did 15. I'm going to go right down here into the 5th stitch. And I'm going to do a slip stitch. Okay, now, I'm going to pause here, but I'm going to tell you, go on and do 9 more. I'm not even in camera. Go ahead and do 9 more slip stitches all the way down. Okay? But my video is getting kind of long, so I've got to pause here. But that's what I mean about I'm doing a little opening there so I can hang it. Alright, I'll be right back when I get 9 more slip stitches down my chain to the bottom. Okay, let me verify I was wrong. After you go into the 5th chain and do a slip stitch, you don't do 9 more, you do 10 more. Okay, so I just wanted to verify that. When I got down to 9, I was like, wait a minute, there's 1 more. So I figured I'd come back on here and let you know, go ahead and do 1 more. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go right here in this stitch and we're going to do a slip stitch. If I can. Okay. And then, you know how we worked that false stitch? Which is that one right there where we chained? Okay. We're going to go into that false stitch. And we're going to work a slip stitch. Okay. Then we're going to join our yarn with a chain. Let me get my scissors. Okay. And I'm cutting my tail. Oh. Put my scissor guard back on. And I'm going to stick my hook in there and I'm just going to pull my yarn through. And then just tighten it down. And what do you know? We just made a pretty maple leaf. And we have an opening down here in case we want to run it as a garland. But like I said, if you don't want that opening, don't do the opening. Just chain 10 and go right back over it and do slip stitches. I think the opening looks cute. So, we're going to keep it on mine. Alright. Then you just got to weave in your ends. You know, my most tedious task that I hardly ever do. I have actually made garments and not woven in my ends and gave them to somebody. Not for anything special, just because I wanted to give it away. And I told them, all you got to do is weave in your ends. It's beautiful. You can have it. Right, TT? I've done it to her. Oh, I did it to my mother-in-law. I cannot stand weaving in ends. But TT got me that hook, or that hook, cute. That darning needle that does make it a whole lot easier for sewing in your ends. Yeah, it's got the bent tip on it, and it slides like butter. Alright, but before my camera cuts off, that's going to be all for today. So, I'm hoping by the time y'all see this, I will have 100 subscribers. Because I'm not far from it. Alright, hit that subscribe button. Tell everybody that you know. When you hit the subscribe button, click on the bell beside of it that pops up and tap that top word all. That way you don't miss out on none of my videos. You'll get a notification on every single one if you got your notifications turned on. Whew, mouthful. Oh. Alright, so hit that share button, which will be like right there. Share it with friends, loved ones, family, neighbor, postman, or post person. There we go. Favorite cashier, whoever. To your other social media sites, whatever you want to share it to, share it. If you can share. Or if you even know how to share. I don't know. I mean, I personally don't know you. Wished I did. Wished I knew personally every single one of y'all. Alright. Give us a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Love reading y'all's comments. Do something nice for somebody. Even if it's just a smile. You never know how far a smile can go. It can carry many people through their day. So, be happy. Random acts of kindness. Love each and every single one of y'all to pieces. And we'll see you next time in another grand adventure in Val's Yarn Room. Bye, y'all.